Hey, I want Argentina to lose every game y'all play. Sorry.
The way Messi was spinning around everyone, he was moving like I've never seen a player move before at his age.
France has a big talent pool that's only growing. They have a very good street football culture, and so there's going to be a growth of talent.
They just playing like they're the bad boys on the block.
Yeah.
And in one lens, I hate it because I'm like, I don't like y'all.
I don't care. Choose Africa.
Fuck a man. You know what? Are you
Down. Yeah, Five-A-Side Podcast. Footy
20,
discussion from
30,
our perspective
40.
and our perspective only. And today you are joined by
Sebastian,
Kendrick.
Elisha.
Gabriel.
Josh.
Yeah, and we are celebrating 10,000 followers on TikTok right now. Make some noise! Let's go! Champagne! Go!
Brio Restaurant.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yo,
sir,
we
Steve.
appreciate y'all, man. This is what, episode 12, episode 13? Episode 12?
Look at us,
I'm
we don't
bugging.
remember.
Episode 12.
That's where we are. We don't even remember.
It's crazy.
That's where we
By
are.
Sunday, that's 4 episodes in like 10, 11 days.
That's incredible,
nuts, bro.
man.
That's a
So
lot.
we appreciate
Work
all of
rate.
you so much for tuning in
Work
with
harder.
5-A-Side Podcast, man. Y'all been going crazy, interacting with us on every single
sure.
platform. We a little over 700 right now on YouTube, 1,500 or so on Instagram, and we just keep growing and growing and growing every single day, man. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love.
For sure.
Please, let's give a hand to all
on.
our supporters, man.
Thank you.
Y'all
Thank
have
you.
been
Thank you.
incredible.
And we in the studio late
Yes.
night right now for y'all. We starting recording at like 10:30 p.m.
Come
This is
on.
for y'all big time.
Late night
We out
session.
here.
For sure.
Late night, come
Late
on.
night with 5-A-Side.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all so
Giddy
much.
up.
And as always, continue to support, continue to like, share, subscribe, comment, interact with us, follow us on all platforms at 5-A-Side Pod. This week on episode 12, we are talking about the semifinals of the 2022 World Cup. We're talking about some other very controversial topics outside of the pitch relating to Iran. Some of those things we're going to talk about right now and others. Benzema possibly coming back to the French national team. All of that's coming right now. But let's kick it off with the first game of the semifinals, Argentina versus Croatia. Argentina won that matchup 3-0 to make it to the final. Messi's second final of the World Cup in 3 World Cups, bro. We booing? We're booing? We booing?
Booing Argentina. Messi's crazy.
They're about to
but booing
clip
Argentina.
us.
Oh my God.
Hey, I want Argentina to lose every game y'all play. Sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah, y'all.
He said what he said, bro.
Actually,
Careful
maybe
before
a
you
little while.
You saw what they did to the little girl that was talking to
Yeah,
Ronaldo?
y'all are weirdos for hating on the Moroccan little girl, bro.
Oh my God.
She's like 6.
He's literally,
weirdos, bro.
apparently she hasn't eaten in like 5 days.
That's fucking crazy.
Said what?
Like,
Wait, I ain't gonna lie.
that's what her
I
mom
don't even know
said.
that video came out.
That's what her mom said.
Ah,
Like, that's what her
wow.
mom
Did that
said.
video
Out
come
of
out 5
sadness
days
for the
ago?
game?
Video came out yesterday.
No, like I'll explain. So for the viewers that don't understand, like after Morocco beat Portugal, there was a little girl that was like interviewed outside of the stadium, right? And she goes like, "Oh, where's Ronaldo? Where's Ronaldo? He's crying in his car, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And then TikTokers took that video, like clipped it up, re-edited it, remixed it. Look it up on your TikTok right now. He's crying in his car, and like, I don't know, the hate that this little girl got in the comments, people sending her death threats, telling her that
That's
she should
fucking
like,
crazy.
who are you? You're so ugly, blah blah blah, to like a little 8-year-old. So then her mom had to come out and make a statement saying like,
Yeah.
oh, she doesn't know what she was saying. She's
Yeah.
sorry, blah blah blah.
Bro, first of all, you
If I'm
should
the
crazy to
mom,
me.
I'm saying
don't
suck my
apologize.
dick, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly, if
nah,
I'm the
OD.
mom,
what?
I'm making t-shirts
Yeah,
and selling them.
Yeah. Making
Yeah,
money off
but
his tears.
don't
What's wrong
apologize
with
for
you,
that.
bro?
What's wrong
I
with
hope
people,
Ronaldo,
bro?
I hope Ronaldo gets wind of that
Capitalism.
and he can like say what's up to her, send
I
him a
hope
little
so,
video or something.
yeah.
Because what's wrong, bro? Even he would not want y'all doing that.
No,
A little
facts.
girl.
Bro, people do banter and it's an 8-year-old. Like, relax.
Relax.
And shout out Morocco.
Please
Messi.
relax. Yes,
Messi.
and we're going to get
Jesus
to
Christ.
them in a second. But Argentina, Croatia, verdict,
We
thoughts,
watched it
opinions
together,
on the
bro.
game. Yeah, we did watch it at Pele Soccer. Shout out to Pele
out Pele
Soccer. Shout out my
always.
boy Ahmed too. Shout out
Yeah.
Dubai, the UAE.
For sure.
Everybody over there. But yeah, watch the game at Pele. It was a lot of Argentinian fans over there.
Lot of Messi fans.
Yeah, a lot of Messi
They
fans.
were
Literally
screaming, they
chanting.
were
We gonna clip it.
Messi,
We gonna clip
We're
it.
going to clip it. We have video of
Yes.
it. They were
Messy
wilding.
sexuals.
Yeah,
Legit.
they
No, it
were
was
going
actually kind of,
crazy.
it got a little weird. I'm like, this is a little strange. I know y'all want them to win.
He scored a
but, like,
penalty, guys.
Bro, like, just, it got a little uncomfortable for me, bro.
And it's not even, and I want to preface this, all right, by saying, because I know a lot of people are going to get super sensitive and
They already
say,
have.
oh, y'all don't like Messi, all of that stuff. And I know all of the things that I'm about to say anyways is going to go through one ear and out the other. But
Yeah, y'all like to
I'm
argue.
a Barca fan. I love Lionel Messi. But my full legal name is Elisha Ronaldo Eduardo. Not for Cristiano Ronaldo, for R9, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Phenomenal.
I am a supporter of the Brazilian national team. No matter how much I love Lionel Messi, I'm not supporting Argentina for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to not hate Messi and also not want Argentina to win. Like y'all could relax, bro. Either way, they're gonna do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
But y'all not gonna catch me supporting Argentina. It's not gonna happen. I hope that Croatia beat them. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
My bro.
But
Do you know anybody else named Ronaldo? Like in your personal life?
no.
I'm gonna call you Ronaldo.
Nobody. Hey, bro.
support
Hey,
Ronaldo.
I prefer Elisha.
You prefer
I
like
like Elisha. I like Elisha. But yeah, man, it was
Ronaldo.
wasn't as close a game as I thought it was gonna be. It just felt like the football gods were on Argentina's side, and
Yeah.
things just were going their way. But
I think Messi is he's the greatest of all time though. I don't think there's an argument anymore.
That's
Like you can't.
I'll be
you
real
can't.
with you. I think
If he gets that trophy,
regardless
fair.
of opinion, I don't think this World Cup could really change it for either one of them. I feel like you was already in your ways.
I disagree. It shifted people.
nah.
It
Really?
shifted me.
Messi-
It shifted me.
No, I feel like Messi's already the GOAT before this, or Ronaldo's already the GOAT before this. Like if you think Ronaldo's the GOAT, I don't think anything.
I'm not talking
at
about.
this point.
I'm not talking about the two camps. I'm talking about the people in between, the neutrals.
Other people in between.
I am a neutral. I've never
Messi
been.
been spazzing.
Yeah.
I've never been too Messi or too Ronaldo as a fan. I've
Yeah.
honestly I've never really thought either one of them had a solid claim for the
Goat.
GOAT
Like a
status.
clear claim,
I
that's
always
fair.
thought there was a bit of parity
Yeah.
between the two, but the way Messi was spinning around everyone and he was moving like I've never seen a player move before at his age, and then to compare it in my head to the fact that Ronaldo didn't even start the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I think I have to start giving it over to
I don't
Messi.
like this discussion. The Messi Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I've never liked
The
it.
ages-
No, I agree.
The Messi
I agree.
Ronaldo discussion.
And
I agree.
Ronaldo's like the very end of his career in the World Cup. 2 years earlier, we don't know what he would have looked like with Portugal. Too.
That's true.
So I
He
think
is 2 years older.
People forget that he's 2 years older. So
That's true.
yeah,
I will
but
say
regardless, Messi's been going crazy.
And I will say,
Yeah.
I feel like this World Cup shows that his game has changed as he's aged.
Yeah.
Well,
For sure.
like the commentator kept talking about how he walks most of the match. And you can see even when he's on the ball, like a lot of what he's doing is literally just
Scanning.
halting
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
scanning. Somebody tries to tackle, he'll do a little
Yeah.
shimmy, get
Yeah.
out the
Yeah.
way.
Shimmy is
and
nuts.
he's walking.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
literally like walking, gliding,
Yeah.
make a pass, make
Yeah.
a crazy
Yeah.
40-yard pass. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
he's still shifty as ever,
Yeah.
bro. Every time he's turning left, right, spin. What he did to
but
Vardio,
it doesn't even look like he's using
it doesn't,
too much
bro.
of
It looks like he's
Because
going at
so smooth
40%
with it,
max.
and his
40%
balance
max.
is unreal. Like you were saying
Facts.
last time, how important balance is. And I referenced Messi because to me, the most balanced player I've
Yeah.
ever seen, bro. What he was able to do at 35 to Vardio, who's a 20-year-old center back and one of the most hyped center backs from this World Cup, bro.
Yes,
he
bro.
cooked him. I mean, he completely cooked them.
Yeah.
And then to have the composure to go end line, a perfect little layoff to Julian Alvarez, who's been balling out, probably young player of the tournament at this point. 3-0, knife in the chest. That's game right there. That was so clutch.
One
That was
thing
so
I will
clutch.
say, bringing up even Ronaldo, phenomenal. He talked about Messi. I think it was him. He talked about Messi. He was just saying that he's just getting more efficient too.
Facts.
Like, as you get older, your game changes. You don't have the energy to make 20 chances. You have the energy to make 10.
That's real.
And that's what he was doing for real. Also, even just walking and, being out of sight sometimes plays to his advantage. If we're going to talk about the game as a whole, I think Argentina played it well and actually played the game off of how Brazil played the game against Croatia. Instead of holding the ball, they let Croatia hold the ball
facts.
and bun them on the fucking counter.
That's exactly what they did.
One thing I'm gonna
shit,
say
bro.
about just this World Cup overall, I've seen a lot of this, especially for Brazil, and I don't know if I might be biased because I'm a Barca fan and I love the whole tiki-taka style of play. And then I was watching some more stuff about it earlier today just to refamiliarize myself with it. But I was just thinking there's so much of the game now that's played on the wings. Like a lot of going straight from the defense to the wingers, like straight down the left or the right side. Like where is the play in the middle? Like a lot of tiki-taka is yes, it's mostly possession. It's just circling the ball and trying to find the holes in the other team, period. Like whether that's the defense or the midfield, you're trying to find those spots, those openings, circling them, making them move, and just find that weak spot and get through it. You know, and obviously you need players with exceptional vision and game awareness,
patience.
And, yes,
Lots of patience
to do it well. But it just feels like nowadays they're just trying to go to the wingers because those are usually the players with the most pace and just get to the
Are you
get
saying
to the
in
goal.
General?
In general. And I saw that a lot with Brazil that I felt like
You don't like
if
it,
you
though?
don't have I don't like it
Gotcha.
because I feel like we're taking away something that's been huge in football for so long. Like the midfield is so important.
Well-
when I see Argentina play, when I see even Morocco, which we're gonna get to, they use their midfielders. Like they weren't afraid to play the game down the middle of the pitch.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't just straight right or left flank all throughout.
I think it's also due to the fact that the idea of the modern striker doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So like there isn't like the connectivity straight down the middle doesn't exist in soccer anymore for most teams. Look at Brazil. Look at Argentina. Who is their striker?
But to be fair, the tiki-taka at its peak at times had a false nine.
True.
Even Spain 2012
No, that's true.
Euro
That's
title.
true. That's
they
true.
won 4-0 in the final with Fabregas as their
But you need an
striker.
incredible false nine.
Exactly.
make
Yeah,
it work.
someone who plays perfectly together.
Yeah.
And just team unity, chemistry, skill,
Yeah.
patience, awareness, all that kind of stuff. But
Even
I still think the best teams do play through the middle, though, to some extent. Like, you kind of have to. If you think about club and national team ball. Because, like, Madrid's not Madrid without Modric and Kroos.
Yeah.
You know,
'Cause
it's
it
now Tchouameni, so...
It gives you versatility.
Yeah.
Like
you
you
can't
just
have just the wingers or just
yeah,
the middle.
if you're
I think you need both.
if you're just going down the like that's very limited to your game, and people like teams will catch on to that very easily. So yeah, but overall though, Croatia. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
do want to say one thing, like, and I think actually that's honestly part of the reason why Ronaldo burnt out, because I think like his decision to go to Juventus. I was actually having this conversation with a friend. His decision to go to Juventus compared to Messi's decision to go to PSG shows that the amount of like, I guess like work that you put on your body is completely dependent on the position that you play. Mm-hmm. When you play for a team that relies on you up top, like that Juventus did for Ronaldo, and like the fact that they didn't really have that strong of a midfield when he was there, exactly to your point, meant that that guy was jumping for balls, trying to get headers in for almost 2 years, whereas Messi was sitting back, waiting at PSG. So the time where we kind of can look at Messi where he had time to relax, Ronaldo was going even more than he did at Real.
Yeah.
And so then, you burn out. And we see someone on the bench at the tail end of their career compared to Messi who's lighting teams up. So
even looking at it from a tactical point of view, seeing how football has changed in certain leagues and just, formations favoring the 4-4-2 to the 4-3-3. Yeah. That's a midfield presence that isn't the same. Obviously with inverted wingers and wide forwards that like to come middle, that's where you could create those overload situations and whatnot. But yeah, it's just interesting to see, as you said. I don't know. I feel like teams definitely do like the counterattack, because it took over tiki-taka, going to club ball. You see how, for instance, when Pep was at Bayern, Real Madrid played counter. And that was kind of the switch, that 2008 to 2012 period was definitely when tiki-taka was.
Yeah. Overall, though, the game is changing. Unfortunately, like we can't stop that. Yeah. But wherever, there's always kind of like a trend, the overall trend going on in different eras and how everybody starts. And it'll keep changing, But, Croatia played a good game. I'm sad to see them go. It wasn't, obviously, the result doesn't completely represent how well well of a fight they pull up during that match. But
you thought it was a pen? You thought the first thing was a pen? When the keeper
Looking back, I don't think it was because he was in. I think it was Iker Casillas. Shout out Casillas, who was tweeting about it. How the keeper is already in position.
Exactly.
One of the GOAT keepers.
There's nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, if you run into me when I'm already like feet planted, that's not on me, bro. That's on you.
Intentions matter. So I think that it's and that's to your point too. I don't think that he had much choice but to do like he didn't intend to just run into the nigga and just.
And if you're there
him.
first, though, I think it's the point too. It's like my feet are planted, now you're running at me. So, but to be fair to Messi buried it.
I've never seen Messi take such a pen in such a confident manner. Oh
Bro,
my
and
god!
The passion in the the shootout last game. Like this is the most on 10 he's ever been.
This guy,
energy wise, not
the way he was talking to the Dutch.
But energy.
I was about to say, Messi,
his energy, he feels it. He feels like completing footballs right there, bro.
His hatred.
Yeah.
If Messi gonna win a World Cup, I need him chatting shit to the manager.
Papaya, bobo, papaya.
I feel like
Shout out to the reporter. Tranquilo, Leo. Tranquilo.
I feel like I feel like what's pushing this Argentina team forward is like anger right now.
Bro, they're also
Like-
actually just Messi fanboys.
Every
They
match,
are.
that's also
It's
true.
wanna
actually
win from
crazy.
Which is fair, like bro,
It's
if you're
weird.
playing with your
It's-
idol, I'm gonna go hard as fuck. Like I would want him to win.
Nah, that's fair.
But yeah, Argentina just look like they playing with vim and anger. Like every team they play is aggressive,
Yeah.
mad tackles, mad shit talking,
Yeah.
kicking the ball away when the other team gets a corner or a
Yeah.
free kick. Like they just playing like they the bad boys on the block.
Yeah.
And in one lens, I hate it because I'm like I don't like y'all.
Yeah.
But on the other end, I'm like, yeah, they fucking everybody
Yeah,
up.
they're doing what they need to
I
do.
will
They're
say,
cooking everybody.
It's a bit of vintage Argentina though. That's always kind of been historically their
Yes.
energy going into games. But
Yeah.
for a fact,
Yeah.
to build off of that too, I'm giving you guys a lot of tactical Coach Kwesi today.
come on, they say we have zero ball
Coach
knowledge, bro. Let them
Kwesi.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
Coach Kwesi.
There's 4 stages of just the game in general. When you're attacking with the ball, when you're defending, when you lose the ball, and when you win the ball back. One thing about Argentina that's been very interesting to see in certain, against certain teams, as soon as they lose the ball, their press triggers are very quick.
Yes.
They jump that nigga.
Yeah.
3 men on one nigga as soon as they win the ball back.
It's
Yeah.
aggressive, bro.
Bro, it's
And
very
they do
aggressive.
it with like with balance and precision too.
Bro,
They're not
it's-
just running with their heads like chickens with their
It's
heads cut off. They're
3 every
yeah, yeah.
time. And so, like, it's going to be interesting to see France deal with that because they haven't dealt with that before.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. Nah, they've been playing bully ball for real. And,
Bully ball.
you know what I'm saying?
It will absolutely be interesting to
They haven't
see
played a
how
black
France
athletic team
deal
yet.
with that because France, unfortunately, knocked out Morocco 2-0.
Clap it for Morocco. Come on.
Yes,
Clap it
we
up for
have
Morocco.
to. We have to.
Clap
we
it up
have
for
to.
Morocco.
Ah, come on.
Come on, Sam.
Come on,
I'm
I'm
Sam.
actually so
Come on,
sad.
Sam.
I'm actually
Come
so
on.
sad.
Why you
Hey,
sad,
And
bro?
you
Fuck,
repping
bro.
them too.
Come on, first
Fuck, bro.
African team in the semifinals,
Nah,
first
bro.
Arab team in the semifinals.
Dima
It's just-
Maghreb?
It's just the
No?
beginning, bro.
Dima Maghreb.
Bro, my final is Morocco, Croatia. That's my final.
Yeah.
That's actually my final. I
Third-
could care
third-
less
hey,
about Argentina.
Saturday you
France.
got it. Third
I'm
place.
actually- yeah,
For
that's
the bronze
literally-
medal's your final.
No,
Oh,
I hope the final between Argentina and France never happens. I hope the stadium just like collapses the day before and the game is
Chill,
never
bro.
played. No casualties, just
You're
the stadium.
speaking some nasty shit into the universe.
Man, Moani
2-0,
79.
as Gabe said on the last pod, saying we don't know ball. I said
Yeah.
2-0. I said if France goes early, Morocco don't know what to do, and it happened.
Theo
That's what I was
Hernandez.
talking about, bro. This is their first time conceding to the opposition the entire World Cup, and it's the first time not having the lead, or falling behind, and they just did not know how to cope with it. And despite it only being 2-0, they did have their opportunities to score, but they had opportunities to get scored on as well. Giroud hit the post. Giroud missed a wide open opportunity as well, so it could have been worse. Not
But
gonna lie.
to be fair though, for
But they could have scored.
at some point well into the second half, I don't remember the specific minute. I remember the commentators saying like there was a shot on target from France, and they were saying this is like their second shot on target from 12 or 13 shots. So they weren't as they weren't as clinical during that match. They were shooting a lot,
Giroud
but,
had that one chance. I don't know how he missed that
but
shit. Yeah.
they weren't that clinical. But they were still more clinical than Morocco because Morocco were pressing a lot. Like they had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
That bicycle kick went in.
Oh my
I
God,
swear
the
to
bicycle
God,
kick.
I would have broken my TV. Actually, I would have broken my TV.
I would have ran to the store to buy the hookah at that moment.
Jesus Christ.
That
bro.
was so crazy.
The audacity to try
Habibi,
that as
bring
well.
out the
Oh my
shisha.
God.
Come on.
Come on.
yeah.
Like,
Bring out all the hoops.
Damn.
All the
I will
flavors.
say, I was saying on the last episode, the match with England and France didn't look that convincing. I'll say again, they did not look that convincing. Morocco had a majority of the possession.
Yeah.
They probably had
He's
more
right.
shots. They had more chances.
He's right.
And
Bro,
France,
Bro, they're in the World Cup final.
bro,
Not
but
not
hear me
look
out,
convincing
hear
the
me
whole.
out,
He's
hear me
right.
out.
Yeah.
Both of their goals, not to say they were flukes, but they weren't like
Scrappy.
off
The
of
word
a
is
build-up.
scrappy.
They were scrappy
Yeah.
goals. A deflection here, a missed tackle here. Like they don't, as much as they're winning and all credit, like if you win the game, you win the game. They don't look like as killer of a team as Argentina right now. They look like they're getting by off of like chances.
Okay, what about Argentina having a 2-goal lead with 10 minutes left and conceding 2 goals?
For sure.
and having to
I'm
go to
not saying
penalties?
Argentina
Yeah.
is perfect either.
Yeah.
But I'm saying just from watching France the last couple of games, it seems like they're getting by on scrappy goals, which is not what we're used to seeing from them. And like I said, at the end of
I
the
will
day, they're
say,
going to the
yeah.
World Cup final, but it doesn't look like and I've been supporting them.
Yeah,
But
you
it-
predicted them to win the thing,
For sure. But I don't know. It looks like they're just
feel
getting
you.
the job done.
I disagree.
You know
First
what I mean?
off, Chouameni's first goal against Argentina is against England. Hopefully he scores against Argentina.
That's fair. That was a
Anything
good
but
goal.
scrappy.
For sure.
24-yard bomber to the bottom corner. And then the second goal is what, a Giroud header?
Yeah, all of Giroud's goals.
All
have been-
Giroud goal.
have
And
been-
Giroud smacked the post today. That would have been a clean-ass
Can
goal.
we bury that argument that Giroud
No,
is
Giroud's
not
not.
clutch,
He's wild.
bro?
He's wild. He's
Like,
wild.
can we please?
Best striker of the tournament.
Yeah,
Like,
Mbappe
man.
has some ridiculous goals. I think the round before that too. So, but at the end of the day, as we always say, it's a results-oriented business.
For
and
sure.
France got it done
Facts.
again, and they've
sure.
been here before, and they're back in the final with a chance to be the first repeat winner since Brazil in '62, and be only the third ever repeat champion. That's how impressive it is that they're this far.
And you
This
know
is
what?
nuts.
This is kind of
Yeah.
this is as I remember it. This is how they got to the final in 2018 too. It was not like they
It wasn't
weren't
pretty.
the
It
most
wasn't pretty. Yeah.
It's
pretty
not always- it's
looking
never
team.
pretty, bro.
It's just getting the result.
Except for
Get
the Argentina
result.
game. Except for when they cooked
Oh,
Argentina.
Yeah. Other than that, other
With some
than that,
Malbec on the side at the Argentinian
yeah,
steakhouse.
and you're gonna have
Hey,
that.
Mbappe, I
Shout
need
out
it
to
again,
Benjamin.
bro.
Pavard.
Reloaded.
Shout out to Pavard too for that beautiful
Who
goal.
scored for
But
France?
when today,
Today, the second goal.
Muani.
43
Muani?
seconds and coming
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that was the second quickest ever goal from a sub. in
Yeah,
the
like
semifinal.
43 seconds.
So he broke he
Good for the
up
kid.
in the record
Yeah,
books.
bro.
Kolo Muani,
Thuram,
another record for Africa.
Broke my heart.
Thuram
So-
coming on to change the game, as you
Changed the
mentioned.
game, bro.
Thuram
Yeah.
is a baller.
Mbappe been quiet though.
Silence.
Quieter.
The last couple games?
Quieter, I'd say.
Quieter.
The things that
Quieter.
what do you define by quiet? For
I feel like
like
I mean,
By
the screaming
Mbappe's
is-
standards, he's
thing.
been quiet.
I'm not
Yeah.
even talking just goals, but I don't know. I think he came into the World Cup hot, taking chances, dictating a lot of the play. This game against Morocco and the last game against England, it looks like he's been really trying to force it, and it hasn't been like coming off.
To be fair,
He had like 5, 6, 7 plays
Yeah.
today where he's just like kicking the ball 80 yards and trying to run for it, and I'm like, yo, this looks like high school like.
a little bit. But to be
bro.
fair, think about the right
It
backs
didn't
that he
work
played.
though.
Yeah.
It wasn't working.
The right backs that he's played against in
Yeah.
the past 2 games have been some of the
Might
best,
be the best
in the world.
defending
Yes.
someone like that.
Yeah.
And he
I
still
hope-
made shit happen on the goal, the second goal today.
I was about to say the second goal was
Yeah.
definitely him. I know what you mean though in terms
Yeah.
of his standard
Yeah.
as well. It's been interesting too to even look at like how we're saying France hasn't been France. They have made quality change, even the ones that they don't finish are
Yeah.
quality chances and overloading, and the scrappy goals are the
Yeah.
leftovers
For sure.
as
For
fuck.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's that France Argentina gonna be some shit.
I don't know, bro.
No, when is the last?
Wait,
I'm just saying,
before
finals
we
be
even
close.
get-
That's what I'm saying.
Before
Finals
we
be
even
close.
get to the final,
Besides last final, actually.
Just-
wasn't that close.
before we even like forget about Morocco completely, because I think
Yeah, I
we
would have
can't-
never. I would
we
have
can't
not let
turn
us
another
we
trust.
gotta say the question that this begs to ask: what do we think is next for Morocco? What do we think is next for African football, or just underdog football
Yeah.
overall?
Here's what I think.
go first,
I
man.
think what happens in Morocco is the same thing that happened in Jamaica when like track started like taking off in Jamaica, where a nation sees that they can actually compete in something correctly and like do it on a world stage and gain like global recognition. I was looking at the stats for I don't know if actually what's interesting is that so we record at WTF Media Studios, which is
Gang.
someone which is I guess Alex Media Studio as well as Wheezy Studio. Alex Media works for or is part of Flagrant 2, which is Andrew Schultz's podcast. And I know you saw that he had gone to Morocco.
Yeah,
Travel rates to Morocco went up by 300 something percent during these past like few months or few weeks during the World Cup.
Nuts.
So what the government is going to do is they're going to realize that through sport they can grow their economy.
Yeah.
That's what happened in Jamaica because Jamaica as a cultural nation became huge through the Olympics. So now like everyone knows Jamaica. The same thing's going to
It's a
happen with
great
Morocco.
point. It's a great
So like
point.
you're going to see
Facts.
Morocco be at least at the level of like I don't know, at least at like a Belgium, like Portugal type level where they're there. We have to talk about them.
there has to be it has to be a little more spread out. Other than just sports for Morocco though, because I feel like
Yeah.
Jamaica already kind of had cultural relevance,
Music, the
through
islands, yeah.
music,
You'll
especially
see
like
it
people like
happen.
Bob Marley. So I hope
You'll
that
see it
it
happen.
Yeah.
happens, but I hope that they're realizing that okay,
more in sports,
sports can be a huge
No, facts, of
trampoline for that. but let's work on some other things.
You're gonna hear
They gotta
Moroccan
do
music
is
coming
they
too.
gotta talk,
first.
yeah.
You're gonna hear it
so
coming
that
too.
the country could be really put on the map.
And I've been to Morocco. Incredible trip. They got to hype up all the things you can do in Morocco in proximity to Europe, especially Spain.
Yep.
Make it as a little Spain-Morocco package. Legitimately, I think they're like 6 miles apart. That's how close.
Yeah, literally.
Like in Spain, the bottom of Spain, you can see Morocco on a clear day. That's how close it is.
And plus,
so
they
hyping up
speak-
that type of
They
shit too.
speak both Spanish,
They
French,
speak
and
everything.
Arabic.
They
so
speak Mandarin, bro.
that country is able to like give
No, for
itself
real.
to
If
the,
they want
to
to
the
sell you
world.
shit, they speak whatever.
They're like you're gonna see Morocco be like just as culturally relevant as like a Thailand or a Jamaica. Like we're
Dope,
gonna
bro.
have to talk about them.
Hey,
I'll
travel
say
travel planners.
OD.
No, I'm serious.
I'll say what this World Cup should do based off of what Morocco has been able to accomplish. We got Hakimi, who came up in Spain.
Yeah.
We got Bono, who came up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Saiss, who came up in France.
Buffal, France.
This should be Buffon in France.
Yeah.
This should be an example of what happens when you go and play for your native country.
Come on.
Go home and ball out.
Come on. I need Saka on Nigeria. I need Sterling on Jamaica. Facts. Facts. I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you,
like-
bro.
It's literally, yeah.
Ghana's
So,
doing it though. Low-key.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead, my guy. I'm gonna say what I gotta say regardless.
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna cook me for this idea, but I think that
I know
in the
what he's gonna
world
say.
in the world that we live in today, in the world that we live in, where like me, my dad is Italian, my mom is Cameroonian. I was born in the U.S., but FIFA requires that if I wanted to play soccer for a national team, I would have to pick one. But I'm not just one. I am from all these different countries.
Yeah.
So I honestly think that in this day and age, it's honestly like archaic and backward to have someone have to choose one nation to represent. And I think that in the next 10 years, FIFA should implement a rule in which you can choose to represent one nation or another. And maybe it's not at a World Cup, but you should be able to play for Cameroon in the AFCON and then Italy in the Euros. I don't think that's crazy.
Did it?
It's a concept.
I mean, obviously PK has played for Spain
Think
his whole
about
life,
it.
and he's won the World Cup with Spain. But didn't he actually play also? I don't know if it was a friendly with Catalonia.
Yes, he did.
Also,
That's not a country.
so it's a don't
not a
don't do that.
country.
Don't
It's
do
not a
that.
country, bro.
See,
We
don't
can
do
talk
that.
all about it.
Don't
That's
do
not
that.
a country, bro.
Don't
It's
do
literally
that.
not a sovereign nation.
Man, because
Then
what
Texas-
they want to be.
Bro, then
they
Texas-
want to
then
be.
California-
Y'all not letting them.
Who's y'all, nigga? I
Spanish
got family in
bro.
Barcelona. Shout out Prima Cristina. Come on, bro. I got family in Barcelona.
All them, what are their names?
Pretty much
All the
Cristina.
Unais in them. Don't they want to be their own state?
Them niggas, listen, we can talk about the Basques too. Them niggas,
Listen,
them
hey, all I'm
niggas was
saying-
dropping
all I'm
bombs
saying
on the rest
is-
of Spain, literally.
All I'm saying is, hey, Catalonia are making a case to be in a sovereign nation. So if they want to be and they can't be,
That's a terrible example, bro.
let them be.
Let's talk about
It's not
actual
really-
countries.
they
Let's
have-
talk about
they
actual
have-
countries.
But that's no.
It's not a good example.
Let's not just like dilute them like that because they're
Just
making
them?
this. Yes, Catalonia, bro. If they're
Y'all want me to get into
listen,
this?
please get into it. Please get into it.
Explain for the viewers. Explain. They care about this stuff. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because here's my thing. Especially being from Haiti, I understand wanting to be an independent nation and obviously having a
Don't compare y'all beautiful independence to Catalonia.
I'm not comparing it.
This is great.
I'm not
This is
comparing it.
great.
Thank
But
you.
I understand.
you got it,
I understand the sentiment behind it. Of
course.
right? So that's why I'm not gonna say that like straight up. Oh, they're just not a country. Let's not even this bullshit or whatever. Because obviously they've been making a case for years as to why they should be independent. They don't want to be a part of Spain. They want to be their own nation.
Can I speak on
And
it?
I think. Absolutely, because
Yeah.
of course I know that you're more educated on
Let
that
it
subject,
finish, bro.
but that's something where it's worth like paying attention to.
Hold on, look at
So
this.
I don't think
guys.
that you should just like throw that away and be like, nah, fuck Catalonia or whatever.
Before we get into,
Yeah.
look at my son gave stamps right now. Look at that.
I'm just gonna give you
Looking
zoom in
like-
on the arms. Nah,
Looking like G Herbo about to freestyle.
listen. Bro, I'm just gonna keep it really simple.
I'm just saying.
Catalonia has no history of being its own separate country outside of Spain. Like when Spain was been Spain for the Kingdom of Hispania, it's just been part of Spain, bro.
I don't like the way that sounds.
Do you know what I'm
the
saying?
Kingdom of
There's no
Hispania.
ethnic differences. There's no racial differences.
something
It's
racist
not
about
like a
that.
different people that were born in a certain way with certain, like
Don't they
they've
speak a different
over
language, though?
time have become a bit of a different culture. Same way Texas is different from New York. Georgia's different from California. There's the reason they want to secede is because they're the wealthiest people in the country, and they feel like they shouldn't have to give it up to some of the more poor parts of the country, like I forgot the name of the region that's bordering Portugal, but they have some of the least money, and then Andalusia, which is in the south. So the real reason is financial, but there is no ethnic, racial, any sort of segregation, kind of independence, fighting colonialism relation at all to any other independent struggle that's ever happened.
My argument wasn't whether.
That's why I'm saying
my
when you say
argument.
Haiti, I said,
my
bro.
argument wasn't whether it's right or wrong.
No, of
I'm just
course,
saying
yeah,
it's
yeah.
happening.
No,
You
yeah.
know, so if it's happening, then it's worth saying that hey, they want to be. So like, and that's the only example that I know of a player who's even attempted.
But that's
to
not an
kinda-
actual national
A
team, though.
better example
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Jack Grealish, right? So let's
Yeah.
remind y'all what we were talking about prior. We're discussing the idea that FIFA should in the future possibly allow players to represent more than one nation. Therefore, if you are, for example, someone like me who has parents that are from both an African country and a European country, it should be possible for you to represent both that nation and that nation at the respective intercontinental or continental tournaments. So if you are half French, half Cameroonian, you should be able to play for France in the Euros and then Cameroon in AFCON. Someone like Jack Grealish, who started playing for Ireland and then chose to play for England, has played for both nations. Or even someone like what's his name, Diego Costa, who played for Portugal or who played for Brazil and then Spain.
Yeah.
So it's happened, and there is an idea of flip-flopping between one nation and another. But I think it should be allowed throughout your career.
How would you do both at the same time?
Wait, in this, because like if you play for, let's say you have to play for Cameroon in AFCON and then the Euros, it's not at the same time. So you just represent Cameroon 2023 and then Italy 2024.
And then in the World Cup, you just choose
You
one.
got to pick.
Do you think that could dilute the passion on the pitch?
No?
Because it means so much for maybe a Hakimi to have fully chosen Morocco over Spain and not have the option to play for. No, I'm just asking.
I mean, you as someone that's from multiple nations, do you not feel equally prideful in both of the places that you're from?
I'd probably pick.
The sound effect was nuts.
No, it's interesting. I'm curious.
I'd probably pick.
I do.
I'd probably pick the U.S., bro.
But say you didn't have to pick. Like, okay, so you're saying you feel more prideful to be
No,
American
I'm
than to
trying
be Spanish?
think.
I'm curious.
Not more prideful. I'm just more American.
Got you. Got you.
Actually.
That's
No, I
very
mean,
fair.
for me, I
Yeah.
feel equally
And when I go to
Cameroonian
Spain, they're like,
and
you're
Italian.
not Spanish, so.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but it for me,
I like the idea.
for me,
No,
like
it's a
it's
very
an
interesting
interesting,
idea,
it's a
yeah.
really interesting concept. But I think that I don't want to give, especially the African players, I don't want to give them a cop out, bro. Choose Africa, bro. That's what I'm. Choose it with your chest. Like have pride in that. Don't flip. Choose Africa.
What if you were born in
Straight
France?
up.
What if you were born in
Senegal, Mali, Nigeria, Ghana. I don't care. Choose Africa. Yeah, Ross. Choose Africa. I'm not giving y'all no cop out, bro. Don't choose half. Don't play AFCON for one. Don't play Europe for another. Choose Africa. Straight up. Come on. Choose Africa.
Air Ethiopia.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Hey, and I play for Guinea-Bissau too.
Come on.
Come on.
That's all I'm saying,
Listen,
but
me
I
not-
understand it though.
Listen, me not
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Listen,
I
bro.
wouldn't be mad at the players like
I like it, bro.
training for France half of the year, then being like, surprise, motherfucker, I'm playing for Senegal
Listen, bro.
in the World Cup.
Hey, listen. The news
That would happen. That would be crazy.
That's what
Yeah,
happens.
I would love
Spain's
that.
wingers and Guinea-Bissau. It's me and Ansu Fati. We out here. Come on.
Hey, listen.
Come on.
There's no
Come
more
on.
wingers for
Barca
European
boys.
teams.
Fuck it.
Let's do it. Let's do
It's
it.
interesting.
But yeah,
I think that the dilemma will come between international friendlies, international breaks when teams are preparing qualification.
shit.
Because what you're saying about the tournaments is definitely you could pick, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
think
It will
the-
sort out.
Yeah.
That would be where teams would have to sort out. You probably have to obviously sign some things. I like your question about the passion because then also it would bring up the actual team environment, and you would probably see that reflected as well.
Yeah. Although, I
And
mean,
team chemistry, to be honest. Like,
Well-
you used to play with that squad now.
Maddie-
And great point with the preparation because it
That's
takes
true.
a lot to build that chemistry.
That's
Years.
Years, literally, yeah.
well, look at Morocco.
Yeah, I mean,
Their
granted,
coach
That's
was
an
hired
example.
3 months
That's
ago.
an example, though,
Yeah,
because
they're
Argentina's
semifinals,
been
though.
That's
preparing
fair.
this, though.
I'm
France
saying
has been
Morocco got to the
preparing this.
semifinals with the coach
No,
they
I
had
said
3 months
that's
ago.
I would say that's more of the
Anomaly.
an anomaly compared to the standard.
I mean, you
of
look at
what's
Qatar,
done.
who prepared for 10 years and didn't like it. Them niggas still
Bro,
can't pass the ball.
I'm
so
talking
it's
about
like-
like legit footballing nations. Don't
Yeah.
come with me,
Don't
Qatar.
do that to Qatar, bro.
I'm
I
doing
don't
that to
know.
Qatar, nigga. What?
I don't know.
All
I'm
the
just
niggas are
saying-
Somali. Shout out Somalia. Hey,
Yo,
Abdul
play for
Jabbar,
Somalia.
my boy. I know you're watching right now. He's gonna be hyped to see this.
What
He
I'm
won't
saying
clip
is, you're talking about chemistry. Look at someone like Matty Cash, who plays for the Polish national team.
Oh, no,
He doesn't speak Polish.
Nah, that's really his name. That's really his name.
Born in London, like literally his name is Matthew Cash.
Yeah.
He has a grandma that's Polish. And he
Bro,
plays
you
for the
seen
Polish
Peaky
national team.
Blinders?
No.
He looked like one of them niggas with a comb over on.
Word.
Anyways, yeah.
Or like
Crying.
Alexis
seen Peaky
McAllister,
Blinders?
who is Argentina's center mid.
Yeah.
True. But his pops played with Maradona. So
I know, but he was born and raised in the UK.
I saw somebody said, I know that boy don't speak Argentinian.
He doesn't.
You know?
He doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't. So you know,
Yo,
it's
but
doable.
I feel like we didn't talk enough shit about Argentina.
We'll get back to- well, let's preview the final.
We'll get
bro.
back there.
Nor did we big up.
Yeah.
Nor did we big up Morocco enough. So
Yeah,
if
no,
anyone
let's
has
keep picking
anything,
them up. Well,
May
we
I?
said what's next from Morocco. We didn't really talk about it.
yes, no, I was gonna say also that.
Nah, but like
That's
how
true.
we think about AFCON next World Cup. Like, do we
Yeah.
think this is gonna be in continuation for him?
Yeah, I think that based on especially this, the performance that I saw in the semifinals, like the context is this. This is the first time an African team has ever reached the semifinals of the World Cup, and these boys look like they've been there before.
Facts.
There was no nerves. There was
fear,
no fear.
Yeah.
They outplayed France, other than the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all slick ones is about to say, "Oh, but how can you outplay a team and still lose?" They played a better match. Like they looked confident.
stretches of the game. Yeah.
Their touches were beautiful. They had more possession. They had
Yeah.
more shots. More shots
Buffal.
on target. What's homie's name?
Buffal.
Number 8.
Buffal. Oh,
No.
Unahi.
Bro,
Yeah.
that oh my god,
Yeah.
bro, skinny as hell,
But
so
hey,
techie,
Slim
bro.
Reaper.
Oh, Slim
facts.
Reaper
Slim Reaper,
indeed,
bro.
bro.
Come
That
on.
kid was amazing. So yeah, it's just
crazy phrase.
I feel like
That's what Katie's
Slim Reaper
called.
is
That's
nuts.
Kate- it's Katie's
yeah,
name.
yeah, Slim
It's,
Reaper.
It's Katie's name.
Nah, that's
But-
fire, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, if they continue on that trajectory and they keep building like guys like this who can
Yeah.
play in that level, bro, I feel like Morocco is heading towards one, an AFCON win for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
an AFCON trophy. Two, they'll be back,
Yeah.
and they might make further history in the next
Yeah.
years to
'Cause-
come, and hopefully. Right here, we get to witness it on the next.
Yeah,
one.
and I gotta
We will.
repeat too, their journey was difficult.
Yes.
They got out of a group with Belgium, Croatia, and Canada, and only goal they conceded in that group was an own
I
goal.
want y'all to understand
And they
this.
won the
I
group
want y'all
too.
to understand
And then they
this.
got past Spain and Portugal, climbed all the way up, back up to
Y'all
create Al
gotta
Andalus
understand
again.
this.
And then got to France and really could have won today and be in the final, and they would have beat Argentina. If Morocco is that final, they're winning at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Bro, this
I agree.
this road, if they ended up winning, would have been the most successful, and most difficult roads
they
ever.
cooked the most legendary
Everyone's
international
team.
team.
My team. Look, what? They almost took
Yeah.
care of France today too. Impressive.
Cook them
So,
niggas.
Every
If-
Moroccan kid that watched
Colonia
this,
tour.
Yeah, Colonial
yes,
World Tour.
facts.
different.
I'm gonna take that lob. So one thing I'm gonna highlight about what this can mean for Morocco. So I'm gonna talk about Spain a bit. I mean Spain.
Nigga smooth, bro. He
France.
said, "I'm gonna take that lob, bro.
Nah.
Stop it."
Crying,
Go ahead.
sir.
Go ahead.
Nah, not Spain though. France for real.
Yeah.
So France won the World Cup '98.
Mhm.
They said averagely about each big international display can inspire kids for 20 years out.
Yeah.
20 years out from '98 was 2018.
Zimbabwe, yeah.
Feel me? And so one thing you guys are talking about people playing for, they're into back home and stuff like that. I think what's going to happen, because France has a big talent pool that's only growing. They have a very good street football culture. And so there's going to be a growth of talent, and people who are in this situation, like you're saying, have a lot of places to represent.
Mm-hmm.
With Morocco, I think that, they're going to have people like that are just going to be inspired. There's going to be a lot of people that's trying to be Hakimi.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people that's trying to be the Slim Reaper. And so hopefully that helps them grow.
Ziyech.
Feel me?
Definitely,
As
yeah.
well, number 7 on the, with the left.
Them crosses today was nice, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Feel me?
Lefty demon.
Yeah.
Demon, bro.
France's overload to even the point where they at some point were setting a limit on the number of black players and stuff like that was
Yeah.
just fucked up. France Federation, you're wilding, my G.
Yeah.
That might cause people to go back home and start representing more. So hopefully the inspiration on Morocco's side and France side
Yeah.
helps to see a display for the continent.
But also, what's
Yeah.
gonna help with that? African federations, please
Yes.
stop making people pay to be
Facts.
on your teams.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like let these ballers
Play.
walk on, bro. The fact that Cameroon could have possibly had Mbappe is infuriating to me,
And
Oh,
Embolo
that's
as
so
well.
weird.
Here's my
man.
thing,
bro.
real quick. If he's born in Paris and he identifies as French and he's the best player in the country, do you think that type of player is gonna play for Africa?
But he
My
wanted
friend,
to.
my friend,
He said that?
he said he wanted to.
Oh, okay, okay.
He wanted
No,
to.
no,
His,
I didn't-
his
and
dad
no.
brought him to
Yeah.
Yaoundé, tried to have him play in
They-
this and they said no.
They
Give us money.
wanted to.
Oh, that's fucking.
That's
He-
the
he-
thing.
he went to Cameroon.
Wait. Why shouldn't they get paid?
Why should you have to
The
pay? Why
federation?
should,
No,
why
he's saying
should,
federation.
why should a 13-year-old have to pay to take a trial?
Because unfortunately,
They don't have the
Cameroon
finances.
isn't making the same World Cup money as France.
No.
France is making
Let me-
probably
no,
what
no, no, no,
9 million a match.
No, don't make excuses
Something
for my
crazy.
country.
No. For real
Don't make
though. Because we just talked about this last
Colonial
episode.
shit, yeah.
Figure it out.
They don't have the
That's
same.
fair.
No.
Figure it out.
No.
Figure it out.
No,
It's
that
corruption.
doesn't make
If
sense,
that kid
bro.
is balling, let him on, bro.
No, facts.
Let him on.
It's corruption.
There's a
I
lot of
hear it.
shit that they let slide. Let
corruption.
Mbappe
That's
slide.
No.
Nah,
Like,
bro.
let me
I
explain
hear
something
it
to you.
in theory.
Cameroon is a rich country. The money go. They're gonna shoot me. Never mind.
Let me
chill. Let me chill. No, they're actually
no,
it's actually serious.
over
country?
me,
That's
bro. You're not
complicated
gonna
time,
shoot
too.
Seb.
No, chill. It's actually a serious
Chill.
country.
That's
No,
on
them
the
niggas are
floss,
serious.
bro.
Them niggas are
Nah,
serious.
sorry.
Don't they
That's
have a
not
lot
on
of
the
shit going on
floss.
right now, too?
I'm
A
not
lot
like
of
that.
shit.
I'm not like that.
That's what people are
I'm not
asking
like
the
that,
question.
bro.
It's like, yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
What I'm telling you, Mbappe and Mbolo, it's corruption. It's
Of
corruption.
course.
I've heard a lot of corruption.
I understand. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of like not so great things happening. But at the same time, bro, like, and this is something that came up from the last episode that people were kind of talking about in the comments. Like, unfortunately, we have to help ourselves. Like, financially, nobody else is coming to help us.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to actually pull back into your local federation, yeah, you get, like, if they're asking you to pay, sorry, you might actually have to pay because that money's gonna go to. I
think he's saying for children, though.
The rebuttal to you is Brazil, right? It came to you in the DMs.
But Brazil's already 5-time champion. Like, they're clear, bro. Like, that's what that is.
Okay.
If I'm playing for Chelsea FC and Haiti's calling me, I'm making however million a week. I could pay some money to come help the federation and up them.
I think he's saying though kids are still having to pay.
Of course,
so
it's a
Mbappe
different
as
story.
child
It's a
has
different
to
story
pay.
as like
Yeah.
a U13, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the concept
pros,
of having
yeah.
to pay, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
They make more than
Ken
that.
just said if the local policeman is expecting you to pay to
You
not
better
get a
pay
check,
that, man.
if you gotta pay to avoid a traffic ticket, you better pay
Bro,
to kick
you better
some ball.
pay that,
Yeah.
man.
To me, it's like, bro, figure it out. Just 4 years. Y'all got 4 years. When's the next
Yeah.
AFCON? In between that,
2 years.
AFCON's
In 2
coming in
years,
2
yeah.
years. Figure it out.
Who's hosting?
We going to
figure it
AFCON.
out.
I think
You going
Morocco
to
is
AFCON?
hosting
Bro,
the next one.
AFCON.
Let's go to AFCON.
Wasn't it
When is
just
it gonna
in
be?
North
Are
You
Africa, though?
prepared for
No,
that?
it was just in Cameroon,
You
actually.
got your
Oh,
immunizations.
before that was
I get
Algeria.
him.
No, the next AFCON is in Ivory Coast.
Bro,
Okay.
that's even better.
Bro, Cote
Francophone.
d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Moise, you go home.
Let's go.
Nah.
Let's go.
We out.
No, that us. But yeah, man.
They got Zaha.
Preview to the 2022 World Cup final, which is a very sad one for me. But what are we saying? Predictions: France versus Argentina. Who's gonna win it? What's the score predictions? What are we thinking?
I really
I
don't know,
fucking
but we
know.
gotta-
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
Because we
Do you know?
predicted they're gonna be tight.
I will say the thing for me, I don't.
Yeah.
He's gonna say what he
But-
wants, bro. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Put on a tee. I'll say
That's how he gets away from it.
He's never cooked Josh,
He
bro.
like, I'ma just say what
Yeah,
I
you
like.
never get cooked, bro.
Cook Josh, cook Josh, cook Josh, cook. Nah,
I'm gonna
but-
put a pot
Is it-
right there. I'm gonna.
This guy.
Yo, and it's always like he's like in a boiling
Yeah,
pan.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like
This
this,
guy.
put the lid on
Nah,
top.
I'm
Yeah.
chilling, son. Like I said, I'll tell you what I want. I
Fuck
want
off, bro.
This nigga is so
Yes, bro.
slippery,
I
bro.
want 3-0 France. I want it to be like a good smack. However, the thing I will say, in life, you don't get 2 chances often. It is Messi with another chance. And, you know, if he decides to make some difference, he can make some shit shake. Also, France hasn't dealt with a team that has those type of press triggers of when you lose the ball.
Yeah.
3 men are jumping you. So they're going to have to just, if they could survive that, because Croatia did break the press a couple times. If they could break the press, then, yeah, I think they can. I think they could get the 3-0.
All right, I'm gonna go with France. I'm wearing my little Paris sheen thing here, and I bought it in Paris, by the way. Definitely go with
I was
France.
there.
Not this time, but yes, you was in Paris
Bro,
with me.
you
That's
still
gang.
supposed to
That's
be
gang,
that
bro.
gay.
Nah, it's gang, bro. It's gang. Come
Nah.
on. Fine, he gonna do it.
He said you wasn't. He said I went
Yeah.
twice. Not twice.
I went there twice.
Broke ass
You only went once.
Nah, bro. It was so nice I had to go twice. Nah, but I'm going France 2-1. I'm going goals by Chouameni and
Chua many men.
which
Many. Hold on, yo. Shout out Daniel Sturridge,
Daniel
bro.
Sturridge is killing it. Nah,
Another Cameroonian, by the way.
Chouameni?
Yes,
Fire, I
bro.
love it, bro.
No, it's not good. It's not a good thing.
No, I love like that the continent is still producing that. Like, listen, it's gotta come home. But
Yeah,
listen,
there'll be more. There'll be more.
France 2-1. Chouameni, another banger. Messi gonna score, get his 6th goal of the tournament, tie it up, and Kylian Mbappe, killed spelled Kill, is gonna rip one off the left wing, cutting inside, going past Molina, whoever's trying to guard him. All right, 2-1. He's getting his. Yeah, Molina's one of them.
Isn't that like a Dominican food? Maduros or something?
Yo,
Are you talking about
Molina?
Plantain?
I don't know what Molina is, bro.
Is
Maduros
plantain?
means mature plantain.
Niño
Maduros
fell
is mature.
Shout out Haiti.
And mature plantains are the sweet ones because they're more ripe.
Sweet plantain?
Yeah, they're sweet plantains. That's Molina has nothing. All right. And Bobby's gonna score to make it 2-1. He's got something else on his mind. We'll say that for Patreon. But Mbappe, I'm just trying to say a prediction.
Plátano maduro?
Mbappe's
Plátano duro?
Hey, Chef, bring up the Dumbo.
Bring out the plátano, chef.
We have the skinny cat dinner.
We had the skinnies. We got
Do you want to explain what just happened to
Uptown West
viewers?
133rd.
No, you don't want to explain what just happened?
Patreon.
But yeah, you
Jesus
gotta
Christ.
subscribe.
Mbappe
You gotta
is
subscribe.
gonna make
He's
it
in love.
2-1, get his 6th goal of the tournament as well after Messi equalizes it. That boy's gonna have his 2nd World Cup in 4 years. He won it at 19. He's gonna get it again at 23, and we're gonna start having some various serious conversations about his legacy.
Nah,
I'm gonna have to follow you on this one.
yeah, we going.
No, I'm not. I'm a prophet, and I know exactly what's gonna happen.
I'm nervous.
Start your parlays right now.
Nah.
Start your. But come on,
Nah, don't do it.
I need all the smoke. Go ahead, run
cap.
to the
Put
comments
cap
right
on
now. Run to the comments. Captain Crunch, Captain America, all the cap. I don't care, bro. I know exactly what's gonna happen. Google it.
Yeah.
Prophet Elisha.
What's the date?
You know.
What's the date for today?
What's the date? Today is December
14th.
14. Okay, 11:24 p.m. Mark this right now. I'm saying this. Start your parlays. France will equalize with Argentina. Argentina is gonna go up 1-0. France will equalize in the 77.36th
I
minute.
like the number 7.
It will go to extra time. Messi free kick to win it for Argentina. Argentina 2022 World Cup champions. That's it.
Imagine.
That's it.
The script writers will just
Nut.
nah for sure. They're not. They're going to.
Hey, come at me.
Yeah,
I know
that's
you're
great.
coming in the comments. I don't care.
I got smoke for Argentina too, but yeah.
What you got?
I would hate to see this happen. However, Argentina is on a thrashing spree right now. They look better than France to me. France, as much as I love the players, I don't think that they're going to be able to withstand the pressure that Argentina is about to bring. The fear of the wrath of God is coming with Messi. So I say 2-0 Argentina. Messi scoring once at least.
Oh, puke.
Wow.
Vomit.
Like Quaz said, like you don't get more than 2 chances.
Well, Mbappe got his 2nd chance to win it again too. That's another thing.
Mbappe's gonna have another.
You know,
We don't know.
you say you don't get 2
know that.
chances.
You don't know that. Yeah.
You say you don't get 2 chances, but I'm gonna tell you that history repeats itself. In all honesty, I can see some type of
battle
no.
right
It is. It is.
So,
It is. So, like I said, history repeats itself. Here's how I see the game going, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a battle that like the momentum in the game is gonna swing a lot. It's gonna go France, Argentina, Argentina,
Yeah.
and I think that type of game goes to pens. And I think France wins on pens, and I also think Messi misses a pen.
Oh,
Nah, you want tears for real.
bro, that would be painful.
I think Messi misses a pen to lose. Maybe not a decisive pen, but he definitely misses a pen in the shootout that causes France to win.
that would
Yo,
be painful.
like those finals in Chile
Clutching
and
my
Copa
pearls,
America.
bro. God damn.
Look it up, kids. For those who don't
Yeah.
know ball,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did against Chile.
I was
Yep.
about to say.
History repeats itself, and I think history repeats itself again for Messi, and I don't think things
I
will go
would
his way.
love
I
that.
would say that is very unlikely based on how he shot his penalty in the semifinals. That man
different in the
is
finals.
foaming out the mouth. Like
So
he
different in the
is-
finals, though.
I see it in his eyes. Messi looks hungry, bro. This nigga looks possessed. Like
does.
it
That's
is
how
a
you look
different
right now.
Lionel
What I will
Messi.
say, though-
he looks like me. Look.
Yo,
That's how Messi looking,
Nah,
bro.
we gotta switch.
He got the dog in him. Nah, you stay right here. You stay right here.
He just got the
He
dog.
got the dog in him, bro. He looked like, yo, look at, y'all ever seen that footage? Y'all watch The Last Dance, right? You see how
MJ?
like
Yeah.
how MJ got like he has the little yellowing in his eyes, and at some point, bro, he comes and
that's
he
what
was doing
drinking
this
too much,
thing,
look it up.
bro. He had this thing,
what's
bro.
the thing PK Humble be saying?
Bro,
With
what?
the yellow eyes?
That's from drinking too much, bro.
Bro, he has this thing
literally from your
where,
liver.
bro, there was this scene, and I'm gonna put it like the picture where he was telling one of his teammates to focus, and he was doing this, and I said, "Oh nah, this nigga looks dangerous, bro. That's how Messi looks. He looks dangerous.
Scary,
he got
bro.
the dog in him.
You might let the N-word slip. He's so excited, bro. Yeah, that nigga Messi might let the N-word slip. Yeah.
Yo, and not even a big dog.
Oh, yeah.
He got like a vicious little chihuahua inside. Like he's gonna get somebody, bro.
Really
Like, come on.
Hey, Bobo,
Tranquilo.
Yo, that man slapped the Van Dyke.
Bro,
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But what I
Nuts.
will say, y'all keep underestimating and forgetting about the fact that the fans are such a huge part of this World Cup.
They want Argentina.
I was just looking at the games that Argentina have played. The only game that Argentina have lost in this World Cup is to Saudi Arabia. And the fans in that stadium made a huge difference. They played Poland, Australia. The other game that they struggled in was the Netherlands, and the Dutch fans were rocking in that game. Yeah. Every time they play a team where the fans have a lot of sway, they get a little shaky because at least the commentator was saying, oh, this feels like Buenos Aires right now when they were playing against
Croatia.
When they were playing against Croatia.
Yeah.
Because there were no Croatian fans. Croatia has a population of 4 million. The French are there. So it's going to be a very, very different type of game where it's not going to be like, oh, it's just Argentinians singing in the stadium. It's going to be a very balanced game. And that's when the Argentinians start to lose a little bit of the momentum.
Yeah.
When the stadium doesn't feel like they're at home.
And the issue is the neutrals all want Messi.
Do they?
I think the
The
neutrals.
neutrals are.
It's a better
It's a
story.
lot of Ronaldo fans in that stadium.
It's interesting. Talking,
I think the average neutral probably wants Messi for this story, but
Probably.
they
yeah,
could,
I'm not neutral.
Psychologically, too, going off of those like aspects you brought up. I think Argentina played in the stadium, like that specific stadium, a certain amount of times. I don't know if it was 4 or 5. I heard something from the commentators.
Okay.
Yeah.
So familiarity too might have his thing, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I just think they have no answer for Mbappe and Dembele on the wings. They have no answer for
Speaking of which, though, will they have an answer if Benzema comes back? Because there are
Yeah.
reports that
Yo, actually-
Real Madrid have officially they're allowing Benzema to go to Qatar to join the French national team during the final.
Yeah, what's that about?
There's no report yet of the French national team actually calling him back, but I feel like
To play?
Yes, they didn't replace him for a
Yeah.
reason. I feel they did not replace that boy for a reason. They could have. I don't know by who.
It's also to get
but
the medal. If they win, he gets the medal.
I don't
to
think he
see.
starts over Giroud though.
No,
No, he's not gonna start.
Jesus
Absolutely
Christ,
not.
that'd be nuts.
Absolutely
He
not.
should
He might
Okay.
not even touch
Yeah,
the
Sham's
field.
going to the gulag
But-
in Paris if that happens, dog.
But
Off
if,
with his head.
if it does get to that point, it's about to get to extra time or whatever. Can you imagine Karim Benzema, the reigning
cry.
Ballon d'Or
You bring him on to
champion,
take a pen for sure.
to get like
He comes on to take
you know
a
what
pen
I'm
for
saying?
sure. Yeah.
So I
would
think
say,
that that's a possibility.
I think the biggest thing they didn't replace him was because at that point they replaced so many players. Like, bro, we got a squad, we're good. And if they get a medal, they want him to get the medal.
Yeah.
I think
Facts.
that's why. But if he's healthy and they can use him in any capacity, I think at least have him ready for a shock scenario. Because he's gonna be out of form. You still got Thuram on the bench and stuff, but he's there. What are you saying?
No, for a fact, Benzema touches the pitch when they 3-0 up and there's extra time.
That's nice. That's nice. That's cute.
You know what I'm saying?
With the hand right? Oh,
yeah, you know, they already won the match. He just
Yeah.
goes and runs.
that's
and
him and the other Real Madrid boys
Runs around.
celebrating. Chouameni and Camavinga. Ooh.
all I want to see just the.
Who are y'all rooting for, by the way?
I'm rooting for France. My mama lived in France.
Oh, no,
if it wasn't for the country of France, I actually would not exist because my mama met my pops in Europe. I have love for France, real shit. I would not exist without
Shout out
France.
to your mama
I
and
got
papa.
love with France. My
Shout
mom
out to
speaks
them.
French. She lived there. I'm with France for sure.
But I'm with
fire.
your theory. If somehow without anybody getting hurt, the
The
final
stadium
gets
just
canceled,
collapses. Facts. Amazing. Amazing. I can't wait for that to happen.
Brazilian Haitian right here.
hey, you know what I'm
Brazilian
saying?
by
But
fandom,
yeah, I think that
Josh,
there-
who are you rooting for?
Oh, France for sure.
Yeah?
Man. France for sure.
Ville France, right here. Come on.
can we just say also
don't do that
that
on this podcast.
Yeah,
Don't say
let,
that.
let
Third
us know,
star,
please,
baby.
in the
Vive
comments.
la France
too.
on this podcast is nuts.
Who are
Third
y'all
star. It is,
rooting
yeah, my
for?
fault, my
Who do you
fault.
think?
Let me
With two Haitians next to you is crazy.
Who are y'all rooting for? Who do you think is gonna win? What's your predictions? Let me know, mostly because I want to use it for my parlays. Cause yeah, I've been taking L's on FanDuel.
Morocco, Croatia?
Morocco, Croatia.
Quick
Does that-
predictions.
Morocco.
Quick predictions.
Morocco said, I'm leaving here with
I think
something.
Morocco.
Yo,
I'm leaving here with something. They come with a medal.
I
bro.
hope.
I hope it goes to pens as well. I hope it goes to pens, and I hope
Third place
Morocco
Pens is
wins it on
sad
pens.
as hell.
I hope Morocco wins it on pens, because if Morocco is able to beat Croatia on pens in a third place game, then it stops being a third place game. honestly, I think it's one of the most important third place games of all time.
Yes.
Because like there's two underdogs, so it's like a real final of two teams that are on the same level that achieve the same amount
Normally,
in the
a third
tournament.
place game doesn't even matter.
I care a lot about this one though. I think
Nah,
most
I agree,
people
I
do.
agree.
This
It's
one,
cool.
Yeah.
I hope
It's-
Morocco wins on pens.
I still care, but I care more than usual. But it's still the third place game.
Yeah.
But it means more for Morocco
Keep
than
don't give a
Croatia.
fuck.
Because Croatia
Yeah.
got to the final last time they have
Yeah,
a silver.
second
Yeah.
place.
If you can get an African team
Tell
with
the
a
truth.
medal at all,
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Huh?
Tell the truth.
About what?
You don't give a fuck.
No, I want Morocco to win, bro.
Nah,
I said it's just
he's
still a
mad
third
because they
place game.
colonized his people.
But
Yo, real quick, what's up with that?
Morocco colonizing Spain.
Yeah.
Morocco.
It was good times
fun
for his
fact,
country.
It
Best
used to be
times.
called Al-Andalus. It wasn't just Morocco. It was the whole Maghreb region or the Moors, however you
The
wanna call them.
Africans.
North Africans ruled Spain.
They were black, though, at that
and
time.
yeah, ruled Spain and Portugal, so the Iberian Peninsula for about 700 years, from around the year 700 to the year 1400, which is why you see a lot of Islamic fluence in Spanish and Portuguese culture. Even in the language, like the word ojalá comes from Arabic, which
That's
means
why
I
y'all
hope.
city names are cool.
Yeah, for real. The region Andalusia in the south of Spain, which is the closest to North Africa, had the most influence because as they started leaving Spain, the place they stayed the entire time was southern Spain because of its proximity to North Africa. If you look at like the architecture in Sevilla, and you can put some of the pictures from my trip there, super Islamic influence. They have a palace called Real Alcázar, which is where the Islamic kings used to be. They even filmed like Game of Thrones there. So yeah, tons of influence
shit.
there. Yeah, the architecture is beautiful.
Dorn, right?
You can
Game
even
of Thrones.
yeah, Dorn was there. You can even see it in the people of Spain. Like I'm sure if you had a lot of Spanish people take a DNA test, they're North African for real. So nah, bro, they were there for
They
700
would
plus
be
years
sick
for real. Well, some of them
find out.
maybe, yeah.
And then,
But long history.
but who was there before the Moors? Like Europeans?
They're just Europeans as far as
But
I
also
know.
North
But they weren't
Africans that weren't
necessarily-
part of. Yeah, it was just a
But
different
Spain
civilization.
wasn't Spain then.
Spain
Oh,
wasn't Spain.
So why
Most-
do Spanish people be like, oh, the Moroccans were here, they took the land from us first?
well,
Well, I mean, how far? I guess the question is, how far in history do you go back to be like talking about them sort of things? Because then we're talking pre the year 700,
Right.
which is like
It's like people was just there.
people just there. Morocco, well,
Boom.
North Africans came, took it for 700 years. They kicked them out. When they kicked them out, the reason Spanish people eat so much pork is because to prove you weren't Muslim, they wanted people to eat pork.
Yeah.
And so that's actually why they had people
Y'all
eat
are
so much
sick.
ham.
I
It's
know,
just-
right?
grimy,
Don't yell
bro.
at me, bro.
It's
Not-
grimy.
not
Nah,
you,
because
not
people
you,
would,
not
yeah,
you.
people would be lying too, saying, "Oh no, I'm not Muslim. Eat the pork," even though they're still Muslim, and that's how they could remain and convert. It's a random history, but apparently that's why there's so much pork in Spain.
Quick tangent.
No, bueno.
Speaking of, that's completely sick. But
Ay,
speaking of
Dios mío.
Muslim, can you give us some clarity on the whole Iran
Jesus.
situation
Yeah.
that's happening with the Irani player that's
No,
getting
absolutely.
threats?
So
That's super crazy.
what's going on in Iran right now is actually crazy. So hold on, let me pull this up so I get all the facts right, because what this is actually incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so an Iranian footballer has been sentenced to execution for campaigning for women's rights in Iran. His name is Amir Nasser Azdani, and he's facing execution amid anti-government protests in Iran following the death of the 22-year-old woman named Masha Amini in September. He took part in protests. He has a public platform, so obviously he was speaking out online. The government has taken him in as well as his family, and he's been jailed and he's awaiting to be executed.
Well,
Literally.
actually,
yeah. It's not like it's not a joke. It's not
yeah.
crazy, and it's not like this hasn't happened in the past. Iran has executed people in the past few months for protesting, so it could happen. It's not like it won't happen. They've executed people. Protests happened. They slowed down, and what people thought would happen in the country was they would stop the executions, and they're doing it again. So we have a platform. I know that there's not too many people watching us, but it's good to speak on these things. So
I absolutely think that FIFA should have a say in this and try to, push for like the United Nations should get involved. You should not
Yeah,
be
bro.
jailed and possibly face losing your life over supporting a cause like that. Like that's a complete violation of human rights.
And he's in captivity.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And we know a thing or two about just the failure by the legal system
Yeah.
in this nation. So you
Yeah.
know, as again, every country has kind of its sides where the law favors the good guys, but a lot of times where it favors the bad guys too. And certain countries it's a little bit more radical than others. But in this case, bro, that is completely unfair.
Why?
And
Yeah.
Why is this not like bigger world news?
Because it's a brown country. It's Iran.
supposed to
So
say it
in the
comes-
U.S., we can't
And
really
he's
talk
not
too
a
much
big name
about that.
athlete or
Yeah,
something,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
comes down
he's
to
not a national team player either. To
He's
clarify
not.
that,
Okay.
he's not.
To be
Yeah.
clear, yeah.
media channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And just so much going on in the world too. Like how many atrocities are going
That's
on
nuts,
across the
bro.
world we don't know
Yeah,
about too right now.
yeah.
So it's
So
hard to pick what atrocity to focus on, and then based on what country you're in, which one
Yeah.
do you decide to? But
Yeah.
now prayers up to him, prayers up to that country for everything that's going on. And I mean that's some serious bravery to put your literal life on the line that he now might legitimately lose for standing up for what's right. And I mean, hopefully he doesn't have to become a martyr for this cause, but we've seen through change in history, whether it was segregation in the US, things with apartheid in South Africa, the man who stood in front of a tank in Tiananmen Square in China, which is one of the most famous protest images ever. Sometimes people legitimately give their life for a change for their country. So it's honestly the ultimate sacrifice. Hopefully he doesn't have to lose his life, but what bravery it is, honestly, to put it on the line for that.
And hopefully that sacrifice is not for nothing because that's even worse when your family has to watch you give your life for a cause that has no clear destination or any end. But and what's his name? Amir, I don't want to butcher his name.
Amir Nasser Asdani.
Asdani. Yeah, prayers for sure. And yeah, we gonna link some resources too.
Yeah.
And I guess at least for you guys to be more educated on the subject, because we should definitely try to push that story out as much as possible. If anything, if that helps to kind of bring some more eyes or ears to the subject. But speaking of eyes and ears, you guys have been listening, you guys have been watching, and we appreciate y'all. As we said at the top of the show, we reached 10K followers
Clap it up again
on
for that, bro.
TikTok.
Come
You know
on.
what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all so much. So we got to get y'all involved as always. We got to do some fan submissions, and we always ask y'all, especially on our Instagram, to drop questions, comments, anything that you guys want to say to us, and preview to the games, obviously. One, Leo_Abdias10 is saying 3-2 to Argentina
I could see it.
for the final.
I could see it.
5 goals in a World Cup final is nuts.
We had 6 last World Cup final. 4-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is rare. But
True.
But then before
Back
that
to
was
back.
and before that was 1-0 and 1-0.
Yeah.
Back to back would be crazy.
Pens for sure.
That would
And
be
then
nuts.
Italy was what, 1-1 penalties?
1-1 pens.
So those 3 super tight, and then the France-Croatia one, that thing fell off the rails early.
But then on the other side of that, TJ Ambassadeur says France pour la 3e étoile.
Come on, G. That means the 3rd star.
3 stars.
Hang that shit in Paris.
Yeah.
Sally's by the Trophée des Champs. Come on, G. I need it. I need
Who
it.
else, man?
I need
DJ_Novi says all of the Moroccan players deserve major upgrades to their contracts.
Potter,
Bring the bag,
take
bro.
note, bro. Shout out to Ziyech, man.
Shout out.
Balled out the whole World Cup, put his country on his back, put his team on his back, showing love to his moms. Shout out to Ziyech, man. Let that man start. Pulisic, he ain't do nothing.
I heard he go to Liverpool.
Sterling was alright.
Is he good for your system?
Yeah. Let's give him let's give him a try.
Yeah,
Let's give him a try.
Who says
Because
he's
right
not
now we're not good at all.
He might be Ochoa. Who knows?
I don't know how to segue this, but I do remember something that I kind of just want to bring up.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to my professor, and he was he's a professor in media studies, and so like his job is to kind of analyze the way that media and like current events are sort of televised to the people. And he was explaining that this World Cup has been revolutionary in two ways, like in the media space. One, they've been using drone photography from the sky, which has never happened before in a World Cup, and so it's subtle, but it actually affects a lot of the way that we're going to remember this World Cup, because the photography is something that we've never seen before, where it becomes super cinematic and super like iconic, because you get photos that you've never seen from above with players that are able to be photographed alone, like on this green pitch with like no one surrounding them. So that's why you can get a photo of like Ronaldo with his head down walking away from the sky, or like Messi celebrating, pointing to God
An-Nassir
from
doing
the
the
sky.
prayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like all
Yeah.
these photos become iconic and super like dramatic due to the fact that this technology has been implemented. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, on our TVs, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the World Cup is tinted a certain color. Each World Cup has been tinted a color on our TV screens in the past. So 2014, Brazil was tinted green. South Africa was tinted yellow. I don't know if y'all can guess, but this World Cup has been tinted a little red to match the vibe of the tournament, the country that's being played in and stuff. And so it adds like a certain aesthetic that you may not realize, like, I guess, consciously, but subconsciously it adds to the way that you're gonna remember it. And so for a long time, we will consider this World Cup as the Arab World Cup in all these different ways because of all these subtle things. I just think it's cool that like these corporations and these like media companies are thinking about all these little things to make something like super memorable.
Bro, wait till the next World Cup and the metaverse experience and all the shit that's gonna be going. It's gonna
All
be
the technology
nuts.
that's gonna be added.
VR,
Yeah, exactly.
the XR.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's scary. It's
No?
scary, bro.
Nope.
No, I'm telling you, this is the start.
I will not be there.
Wait till there's a sovereign nation of robots trying to play. Anyway,
No,
we'll get
facts,
into it.
facts.
Nah, you're facts,
But yeah,
Bro, sovereign nation of robots?
That's
Oh,
something that I
9/11
did
Hollands.
actually notice.
The
is
photography?
The photography has been exceptional.
Amazing, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
For the socials.
how it's
Wavy Footy,
captured.
at Wavy Footy. Look at all those beautiful recaps.
Come on,
Facts.
Better than
Wavy
your favorite
Footy.
page. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Link it. We link
I think it's been
Check it
the
out.
best sports photography I've seen in a long time from a
Yeah.
tournament.
It's a lot of good
It's
flicks,
beautiful.
bro.
Like it's actually
Yeah.
beautiful.
You know, absolutely. And I think that, it's these sides. Shout out to, we always give props to, the players and the teams and the immediate, like, influences of football, of course, as we should. But also shout out to the film crews. Shout out to all the DPs,
security.
and the
Yeah.
producers, and everybody
Facts,
involved,
facts.
the photographers,
Medical
the security, the stadium staff, everyone
Especially
who's
the
involved.
guy who got the video of Ronaldo walking out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hustling.
Yes.
What
What a
video.
Shit, bro.
Yes. Shout out to everybody else that's involved behind the scenes that we usually don't give
And the
credit
TikTok
to.
editors too.
TikTok editor, shout out to y'all.
No,
shout out to the good refs. There's been a lot of bad refs in this World Cup. Shout out to all the referees who are honest, who are fair, who are grinding to make sure that they keep the integrity of the game so that we can enjoy it as fairly as possible.
Shout out to the women,
I
right?
was
Yeah,
just
I don't
saying,
get-
the women
yes.
refs have been way better than the men refs
Yes.
on average. Stephanie Frappart, she's a GOAT, bro. She's excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. She's killing it.
Stellar work. But as always, also 5ASIDE does stellar work. And we also look stellar on every pod. So we gotta do a clip, a breakdown. Josh, what you got on? Because he got that shit on though.
Got that shit on.
Okay. Nah, I'm Nike, got the ones. Sweats, got the hoodie on. The bear that's supposed to symbolize Kobe when he won. You know what I'm saying? The finals. Shout out Kobe. Mifflin on the hat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Atlanta.
Miffy. Calm ting. What you got on, my
Pulling
boy?
up, bro. We're at the best stage of the tournament. I gotta pull up with my best sneakers. Alexander McQueen, you already know about it. The pants, we got something very different. Shout out Umbro for this. Umbro did.
Kevin
the pack
did.
came in. Kevin did.
Yes, sir.
You know, super
Pack just landed.
cozy. Got the little 80s parachute vibe with the sizing and the print. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna need this with the French kit with the 3rd star on top. But speaking of France, I copped this in Paris. Okay, I'm gonna need you to put the pics right here of me in the Eiffel next to the Eiffel Tower wearing this. I got this at the PSG Superstore out there in Paris. My first trip to France. I went back with 2 of my boys this summer. Very lit trip.
risky.
You know, something gold for the Golden Boys, and they're coming home with that golden trophy, as you see it right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sir.
And your boy got the. I always forget what these are, bro. These are
Air
what
Max
the vape.
something.
Air Max or Vapor Max? The vape.
Max.
All black Vapor Maxes.
I'll give it my
Nike socks. You feel me? Shout out to Rascal, this brand owned by the F2 Freestylers. With the bottoms. Wife beater. I don't know why. I still don't know why they call it a wife beater,
called
but
I'm not gonna lie.
wife beater on there. I had to go chest out. Recommendation from Kendrick because it's hot. But and got the Nigeria tracksuit top on because they always come out fire with their products, with their merch in Nigeria, bro. I just had to cop this. Shout out to Pele Soccer. Yeah, man, we just going with the green and black, dark vibes, open chest. We chilling.
All that drip to not be in the World Cup, man.
Cool thing.
Chest out today.
Chest out, you feel me? Few hairs showing. I don't know if y'all can see it,
Vandana.
but yeah, that's how we doing. I'm pulling up with the Burner Boy vibes.
For sure.
African giant.
What you got on?
Keeping it calm as always. The green bucket on the head top.
Come on, what?
The Wolverhampton kit.
Wolves did.
Straight from Wolverhampton.
Y'all need
Shout
to-
out to Saiz. Spent I had a good tenure at Wolverhampton. Absolute baller. Strong center back. All that. Got the Louis Queen pouch for the French. Shout out to Mbappe.
Stop doing that.
All the diasporans. Shout out to let me not say that. Some regular black jeans, Nike boots. It's easy.
He's humble. They're not regular.
What about on the top?
Not regular.
I don't even know where it's from.
It's cool.
But it's leather.
It's cool.
Appreciate
It's cool as fuck.
That shit is.
I wanted to know so I could get it.
Nah, for sure. You can borrow it. You can borrow
Right.
it.
You got the Bucky.
On me, got the Clyde courts.
Come on.
These are the best Pumas in the world. And then, gray sweats. And then a Morocco jersey.
Dima Makhrem.
Dima
Come on, bro. Dima Makhrem, bro. Hey, we're going back to the Medina
Dinamo
America.
Zagreb.
Getting our kebabs. We out.
We going for
Couscous and that.
AFCON.
But yeah, man.
Shisha everywhere.
Episode 12, 5-A-Side Podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all download the episode. Make sure y'all keep supporting. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We 10K at TikTok right now. Road to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all socials. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your
Tell your
mom's
mama,
cousins,
tell your shorty.
pets,
She already know, but.
dog, snake, she knows. We're going to see you on the next episode of 5-A-Side Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
Yes,
Come on.
sir.